Hi guys, welcome to another video, and this is for Functional Skills Level 1, Past Paper 3. So you should see on the front, it's got these funny little asterisks on the front, and it says Past Paper 3 obviously. This is for Section A, so this is the non-calculator paper, and it'll be for 25 minutes. So if you haven't done this already, what I'd recommend is download it from Google Classroom if you're part of my class. Or if you're not part of my class, you can download it from the link below. Let's go straight into it. Question 1. Marley travels to college by bus. She has this information about ticket prices. Okay, so you got daily ticket, weekly ticket, and monthly ticket. Marley will travel to college 4 days next week. She buys a weekly ticket instead of 4 daily tickets. How much money does Marley save in total? You must show you're working. 3 marks. And it gives quite a bit of space to do our working. So let's review this again. So she has this information about ticket prices. She's going to travel to college 4 days next week. She buys a weekly ticket instead of 4 daily tickets. How much money does Marley save in total? Right, okay. So we need to work out the difference between 4 of these and 1 of these. Yeah, so 4 lots of £3.40. So you're gonna have to use the column method, which looks like this, or you can use the grid method. You know, totally depends on which method you prefer. Makes no difference as long as you get the right answer. So this is the column method, so all the numbers at the top are going to multiply the 4 at the bottom. So 0 times 4 is 0, 4 times 4 is 16, put the 6, carry the 1, 3 times 4 is 12, plus the 1 is 13. Okay, where does the decimal point go? Well, this has 2 decimal places, this has 0 decimal places, so altogether you've got 2 decimal places for your answer, which goes here. Yep, so just do normal multiplication and deal with the decimal point at the end. That's how you do that. So you get 1 mark just for doing this bit. So this is for the 4 times the daily ticket. Now we need to take it away from one of these. So difference between 13.60 and £12. You can probably do this in your head, but you know, we do have to show some kind of working out. So this is ideal. So 0 take away 0 is obviously 0. 6 take away 0 is 6. 3 take away 2 is 1. Yeah, and obviously 1 take away 1 is nothing. So just leave it as a blank space. So this is how much she saves, and that's your answer. Yep, so you get your 2nd mark for this bit of working out, and your 3rd mark is for putting this as your answer. Yep, so £1.60 she saves. Question 2, here's a set of data. Calculate the range of this set of data. Right, so hopefully should know that range is biggest take away the smallest value. So biggest one is 19.5 minus 9.4. that's your smallest one. And again, how do we do that without the calculator? Well, we're gonna have to do it this way, column method again. So just be careful how you line these up. Just be careful. So you know, just make sure that the decimal points are lined up, and then your ones will all line up, and your tens, and obviously your tenths will be here. Yep, so 5 take away 4 is 1. Decimal points here again with your same as the originals. And 9 take away 9 is nothing. 1 take away 0 is 1. So it should be 10.1. You'll get 1 mark for your working and 1 mark for your answer. There's your 2 marks. Part B says use estimation to show a check of your answer. Right, okay, so keyword here, estimation. Because it says estimation, you have to round these numbers. So instead of 10.1, let's call it 10. And the opposite of takeaway is obviously add. And we're going to add. Let's add this, but again, a rounded version is going to be 9. And obviously 10 add 9 is 19, which is pretty close to what we were saying before, the original biggest number, which was 19.5. So you can say which is close to 19.5. Yep, that's good enough for 1 mark. So that's 3 marks altogether for question 2. Question 3, Lee works in a garage. He has these jobs to do on Tuesday. So service is 1.5 hours, oil change 3.25 hours, replace headlight 20 minutes. Lee will start the first job on the list at 9 AM. He'll have a break of half an hour after the first 2 jobs. Lee thinks he'll finish the last job before 1 PM. Will Lee finish the last job before 1 PM? 4 marks. Wow, 4 marks for this. Right. So, you know, when you have anything like this to do with time, I would change these to let's change them all to hours and minutes, because I think that will help. So you can write up here, it's absolutely fine. So 1.5 hours, that's 1 hour 30 minutes. That's obviously 45 minutes. That's obviously 20 minutes. And we've got half an hour here, which is 30 minutes. So altogether, we've got, let's do 1 hour 30 plus 30 is 2 hours there. Yeah, so I've done that one and that one. Yep, and let's add 45 minutes and 20 minutes extra, which is this one and this one. Yeah, that's all of them. So adding 45 minutes will give you 2 hours 45, plus another 20 minutes is 3 hours and 5 minutes. Yep, you'll get 1 mark for definitely something to do with this. Yes, so you have to show that you have to add 3 hours 5 minutes to 9 AM. How we're going to show that, again, you're going to have to do something like this, something like a timeline. So your starting point is 9 AM. Let's add 3 hours in one go. So that's going to be 9, 10, 11, 12 PM. And we need to add another 5 minutes. That'll give you 12:05 PM. Yep, so however you get your answer, you need to show that your final time, Lee will finish his last job at 12:05 PM. So Lee thinks he'll finish the last job before 1 PM. Is he correct? Yes, he will. So yep, there's your answer. So yes, he will finish before 1 PM. Yeah, and there's your proof. You've shown the 12:05 PM. That's good enough. So however you get it, I think it's a really good way of doing it like this. You know, do like a timeline. And you could have done it differently, but I think this is a really good way of doing it. Especially for 4 marks, you need to show some kind of working out. You can't just give your answer. You can't just say 12:05 PM and yes. You know, that's not how you're going to get your 4 marks. So you do have to show some kind of working out. And I think this is a really good way of doing that. Question 4. Place the correct number in the space to complete the sentence. Angles around a point add up to how many degrees? Hopefully you should know. It's going to be 360, like a full circle. Yep, for 1 mark. Then it says, Shelley reads an article about holidays in 2018. She sees this pie chart. Right, okay. So you got no holiday abroad, UK. The pie chart shows where 1,800 people went on holiday in 2018. Shelley thinks that 540 of these people went abroad on holiday. Is Shelley correct? Show why you think this. 3 marks. Right, so pie chart shows 1,800 people who went on holiday. So don't let this put you off where it says no holiday. So we're not going to ignore that. You know, we're not just looking at both these two sections. We are going to include that because of this sentence here. Shelley thinks that 540 of these people, well, these people mean these people, the 1,800 people, which is the whole pie chart. Yeah, so 540 of these people went abroad on holiday. So we have to compare the 540 with this section here where it's talking about abroad, and hopefully you should know that that funny little symbol means 90 degrees out of 360, which simplifies to a quarter, or you can just see that's, you know, it's a quarter of the pie chart. Hopefully you can see that. If not, then you can just work it out, which is this bit here. So we want a quarter of everyone. A quarter of everyone is 1,800. So we want a quarter of 1,800. And how to do that? Well, you can just divide by 4. So it's 1,800. Let's do it in the bus stop. 4 on the outside. How many 4s going to 1? Doesn't go. How many 4s going to 18 is 4. Remainder 2. How many 4s going to 20 is exactly 5. And you got a 0 on the end. So a quarter of that is 450. She thinks that 540 of these people went abroad. So is she correct? No. Yep, so no, she's not correct. And you could say 450 is not the same. You don't have to, but I think it's a good idea, you know, just to show the person marking it that you understand it. 450 is not the same as 540. Yep. She's got her numbers mixed up. She's just swapped these around, doesn't she? So yeah, definitely no. And there's your proof. If you do the bus stop method, do a quarter of 1,800 and you get 450. So that was section A done. I'm going to go on to section B. So if you give me a few seconds, I shall upload the section B onto the screen in a moment. Okay, so this is past paper 3, section B, and as you can see, this is the calculator one. 1 hour 30 minutes for this one, so you get loads of time for a reason, really, because this is the main section. You know, you'll get loads of marks in this one. In fact, 42 of your marks out of 56 are just for this section, so it's a lot of marks. Yep, so it's very, very important. Definitely need to have one of those fancy scientific calculators. If you don't have one, I'd recommend buying one. Ideally the Casio ones, which hopefully you will be using in the exam as well. Question 1. Charlie is a florist. He cuts lengths of ribbon to go around vases. Each length of ribbon must be 70 centimeters. Charlie has a roll of ribbon which is 15 meters in length. How many 70 centimeter lengths of ribbon can Charlie cut from the roll? 3 marks for this one. Oh, okay. So, I tell you what, let's change the let's change the meters to centimeters because we're using centimeters here. So 15 meters, hopefully you should know, you have to multiply by 100. That's going to give you 1,500 centimeters. And if you're not sure why, if you're not sure whether to multiply or whether to divide, you should know, hopefully, that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So you're going from meters to centimeters, you're going this way. Yep, you're going from a small number, so can you see the 1, to a big number, 100. So small to big is definitely times by 100. Yep, that's where it comes from. So this definitely helps, if you're not sure whether to multiply or divide and by what number, obviously this tells you by how much as well. That's where the multiply by 100 comes from. So you'll probably get 1 mark just for doing that. That's the first step. Now, how many 70 centimeter lengths can be cut from this? Well, our working out is going to be 1,500 divided by 70. Let's do that on the calculator. It's definitely going to be a decimal. Let's double check. So you might need to press SD as well if you want it as a decimal instead of a fraction. So I get 21 point, and it looks a bit weird, 428,571. And there's a funny dot here and dot here. These mean that it's recurring. It's like a recurring chain. It goes on forever. So this is the number of lengths. It's 21 and a bit. Think of it as 21 and a bit of lengths. So how many whole lengths, how many 70 centimeter lengths can he cut? Well, you're going to have to ignore that little bit, which is that decimal, and just give 21 as your answer. So it's going to be 21 lengths. Yeah, now I would put lengths as your units because that's what it's asking for. How many of those lengths? How many 70 centimeter lengths of ribbon can he cut? Yep, definitely 21. 22 will be too much. You can't cut 22, in fact. Yeah, you can't cut 22 from that. So definitely 21. Yep, you'll get 3 marks for that. And hopefully you got the same. Let's move on to the next one. Question 2, part A, write 1.07 litres in milliliters. So again, if you're not sure, 1 litre is equal to 1,000 milliliters. We've got 1.007 litres. So we're going from litres to milliliters. We're going this way. So we're going from a small number to a big number, definitely. Times by 1,000. So we've got to do the same to this as well. We'll have to times that by 1,000 as well. You can type it on the calculator, or you can just move the decimal point, whichever is easier. But you should get this as your answer in milliliters. So 1070. You just get 1 mark. You don't have to show the working out if it's just 1 mark. If you know the answer, then just put your answer to get your 1 mark. Yeah. Next one. It says Alex buys vegetarian pies and chicken pies for a party. He buys 164 pies in total. Alex buys vegetarian pies and chicken pies in the ratio 3:1. Work out the number of vegetarian pies Alex buys. That rhymes. 3 marks for this. Yeah, so me personally, I would always write the ratio down first. Let's put that down. So the 3 represents vegetarian pies. The 1 is for the chicken pies. Yep, how do I know that? Because it's in the order it's written. So can you see this sentence here? Alex buys veggie pies and chicken pies in the ratio 3:1. So they mentioned the vegetarian pies first and then the chicken pies. So 3 is for the veggie, 1 is for chicken. What else are we told? Well, he's told that he buys 164 pies in total. So we want total ratio. Yeah, it's that method where you add the ratios together. So you got 3 parts for this, 1 part for that. So altogether we've got 4 parts in total. Yep. So those 4 parts equals 164 pies. Yeah, they both mean the same thing. So if 4 parts equals 164 pies, what's 1 part going to be? Well, you're going to have to divide it by 4. Stick it in the calculator, let's see. 164 divided by 4. Exactly 41. That's going to be pies. There's your crucial bit, finding out what 1 part represents. So I'm going to highlight that. And now with this, you know, it should be easy now, because you can work out any number of parts it's asking for. Which one is it asking for? So work out the number of veggie pies. Well, veggie pies had 3 parts. So 3 parts will be 3 times this, which is 123 veggie pies. Yep, and I would put that in the answer box. There's your 3 marks. Question 3, part A, write 60% as a fraction in its simplest form. So hopefully you should know 60%. Percent literally means out of 100. And you know, if you've got your calculator, you just stick it in your calculator. You can just do 60 divided by 100 equals, it gives you your answer straight away, 3/5. Yeah, so it simplifies it for you if you've got one of those fancy scientific calculators. If you haven't got one of those calculators, then you can just do it manually. So you can just cancel one of these zeros by dividing by 10 to both top and bottom, and then you can divide by 2 for both, because 2 goes into both 6 and 10 at the same time, so you'll get 3 at the top and 5 at the bottom for the denominator. Yeah, and there's your answer. So if you're not sure though, you know, if you've got your calculator, just stick it in your calculator, your scientific one. It'll do all the hard work for you. The next part says, Lou plans to go to a beauty salon. She sees this special offer. Where's the special offer? Oh, okay. So book any 3 treatments, get 25% off the total cost. Lou wants to book a massage and 2 other different treatments. She has £60 to spend on the treatments. Work out the total cost of the 3 treatments using the special offer for Lou. Remember to write down the 3 treatments. 4 marks for this. Wow. Okay. And they've given us loads of space for a reason, because they haven't told us which treatments that Lou should go for. We need to work that ourselves. Has to be within the budget, £60. I tell you what, you know, because she's got a budget of £60, I don't want to go over, so maybe try the cheapest ones. She definitely needs to have the massage. 2 other ones. Let's try this one. That's the cheapest one. And this one. That's the next cheapest one. Yep, these 2 are the cheapest ones. Let's try these 2 as well. So you get 25% off the total cost, right? So what's the total cost? So total cost with massage, that is £35, plus manicure, £27, and plus eyelash tint, whatever that is, and that is £13. So the total is, total cost, if you add them all together, let's put them on the calculator. 35 plus 27 plus 13, that's £75, obviously without the discount. So that's the normal cost. And now we're going to do 25% off the total cost. So let's work out 25% of 75. So 25% of £75. Press SD, that's £18.75. And that's the discount. So if it was originally £75, take away the discount. How much is it going to cost altogether? So 75, take away that, is £56 and 25 pence, which, let me just double check, what was the budget? Yeah, £60. She only has £60 to spend, so that works. Those three work. That was I don't think it was luck. I think, you know, if you ever have anything like this in the future, just go for the cheaper option. They didn't say you have to choose the most expensive options here. You know, if you've got a budget, you know, and she can choose any two of these. Me personally, I would just pick the cheapest one, definitely. You know, be on the safe side. And it does work. Yeah, it did actually work. Definitely works in this case. So my answer, write down the 3 treatments. What is it? Obviously massage, manicure, and eyelash tint. Yep. There you go. That's your answer. There's your 4 marks. 4 marks just for doing that. I think they gave all this space because, you know, there are going to be lots of different combinations that people might try. Me personally, though, definitely just choose the cheapest options. There's no messing about. You're definitely going to get within the budget, and, you know, it's going to save you a lot of time as well. So yep, there's your answer. Let's move on to the next one. Just before we move on to the next one, don't forget to put your answer in the answer box, because it was asking for work out the total cost of the 3 treatments as well. So you know, that's the main answer really. So the total cost of the 3 treatments that we chose with the discount is £56.25. Yep, just to make sure it's a lot clearer for the person marking it. Question 4, here's a shape. The shape is made up of 3 rectangles. Work out the perimeter of this shape. Right, 3 marks. So hopefully you know, perimeter means where you add up all the sides. I've got most of the sides already. This one's missing, so let's put that in. That's going to be the same as the other side, 15 meters. Just be careful, don't include this one here, because that's obviously the inside. We are going to use that though. We're going to use that to work out this length from here to here. What's that going to be? Well, if it's 15 all the way from there to there, take away 7.2. So 15 minus 7.2. Let's work that on the calculator. And that's going to give me 7.8. So that's going to be 7.8 there. And also here as well, don't forget we need that as well. Yep, that's another side that we need to add. We also need this length from here to here. Well, again, if it's 27 along the bottom, let's take away the 12 and take away the 5.5 here. What's that going to give me? 27, take away 12, take away 5.5, that is 9.5. So that's 9.5 there. Meters. And now we can add them all together, but don't forget we're not including this one. We're not including this one in the inside, just the ones on the outside. So all of these on the outside. Let's start off with this 15, and I'm going to go anti-clockwise. So 15 plus 27 plus this 15 plus 12 plus 7.8 plus 9.5 plus this 7.8 plus 5.5. Yep, that should be all of them. So I started off with this 15 here and I went all the way around. Ended up with this 5.5 for my last one. And let's, again, don't do it manually. Definitely use your calculator for this one. 15 plus 27 plus 15 plus 12 plus 7.8 plus 9.5 plus 7.8 plus 5.5 equals, get 99.6 meters. Yep, so however you did this, you could have done it differently to me, but you should get the same answer, 99.6. And you have to show some kind of working out, hopefully like mine, but if not, it's absolutely fine. You'll get 3 marks for doing that. Yep, and don't make that mistake of definitely don't work out the area. You're not going to get anything for that. Definitely, it's nothing to do with multiplication. You're not going to multiply these sides or anything like that. Just stick to what you know. Just stick to, I'm going to add up all these sides on the outside. Keep it nice and simple, and you don't have to overcomplicate things. Let's move on to the next one. Question 5. Here's formula. So you got weight in ounces, blah blah blah. Use the formula to convert 12 ounces to grams. So we've seen this type of question before. You just follow the arrows. So you got the weight in ounces. That's 12. You're going to divide by 16. Let's do that first on the calculator. That gives me 0.75. And then that answer, I'm going to multiply by 454. Again, just type it in your calculator. That gives me 340.5. Yep, and that's your answer in grams. So use the formula to convert 12 ounces to grams. There we are, just 3 marks just for doing that. 340.5. I think this is probably one of the easiest questions you're likely to get for functional skills level 1. Definitely everyone should get full marks on this. Question 6. Jilly works out of school. She's going to make a vegetable patch in a field at school. Vegetable patch will have an area of 24 meters squared, be rectangular in shape, be at least 2 meters away from each edge. Jilly will put fencing around the vegetable patch. Fencing can be cut and joined. Jilly has 5 lengths of the fencing. Each length of the fencing is 5 meters long. Does Jilly have enough fencing to go along each side of the vegetable patch? You must draw the space for the vegetable patch on the grid opposite. And look how many marks it is. 6 marks for this. What? Wow. Right. So it's on 2 pages, this question. So we have to show some kind of working out. Definitely. Answer this question: does Jilly have enough fencing? And you must draw the space for the vegetable patch as well. So it must be 3 marks for drawing the vegetable patch, 3 marks for the working out here, something like that. So right, let's see on the plan. So one small square on the grid represents 0.5 meters in real life, right? So, and this dark line, that's the edge of the field that they were talking about, right? So if it has an area of 24 meters squared, definitely rectangular. So our vegetable patch is going to look something like this. So what could you possibly have for your length and your width? If it's 24 meters squared for your area, what two numbers multiply? What two numbers multiply to give you 24? Well, it could be 6 times 4, or 8 times 3, or it could be 2 times 6, not 2 times 6, 2 times 12, sorry. We need it to fit in the space as well, so I'm gonna choose 6 by 4, because don't forget, you know, it's going to be in meters. These are going to be in meters, 6 meters by 4 meters. And also, if it's saying that each small square represents half a meter, then you're going to need twice as many squares. Yeah, and I don't think I've got, if I do twice as many squares for 12, for example, I don't think I can fit 24 squares. It's going to be close to the edge, or it might fit, I don't know. Probably, I'm not going to count them. But I'm just going to go for 6 by 4. Yeah, let's just go for that one. So let's assume it's 6 meters by 4 meters. Okay. And let's draw it then. Let's draw it on there. How many squares is that going to be? So if it's 6 by 4, that's going to be, if you divide that by, in fact, let me show you down here. So I'm going to choose, let's choose 6 by 4. So that's 6 meters by 4 meters. Right, so you're going to have to divide that by 0.5 and divide that by 0.5 as well. So that means it's going to be 12 squares by 8 squares. Yep, you can try it in your calculator, you should get this answer. So that tells you how many squares. If you divide it by 0.5, how many 0.5s go into 6, how many 0.5s go into 4. You should get this answer. So I'm going to draw a rectangle, 12 by 8 squares. Don't forget this bit as well has to be at least 2 meters away, so that means, again, let's do divide by 0.5. That's going to give you 4 squares away from the edge. So I have to be at least 4 squares away from the edge. That's another thing, isn't it? So I'm going to, you know, you can draw this anywhere in this grid as long as it's 4 squares away. So I'm just going to draw it in the middle just to be on the safe side. 8 squares, 12 squares by 8 squares. So let's do 12 squares this way. Obviously you guys use your pencil and ruler, so I'm going to start here. Go 12 across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 8 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Same on this side. 8 on this side. Going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 12 across. Yep, so there's my vegetable patch. It's definitely more than 4 squares away from anything. Definitely 4 squares away from the edge. So yeah, you get 3 marks just for doing that. And now we have to work out, has she got enough fencing? Right, so she has 5 lengths of fencing. Each length is 5 meters long. So that means 5 times 5, which is 25 meters of fencing. She has. Yeah, this is what she's got. What do we need? Well, if it's 6 by 4, let me show you in the on the rectangle. If that's 6, that's 4, that's going to be 6, that's going to be 4. So altogether, perimeter, 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4, that's going to be 10 plus 10, which is 20 needed. So she needs 20 meters of fencing. She's got 25. Has she got enough? So yes, she has. She has enough. Yeah, there's your proof right there. So does Julie have enough fencing? Yes. If you use 6 by 4, if you did, just out of interest, if you did do 2 by 12, what would that be? That would be 12 plus 12, that's 24, plus 26, 28, that would be, so that would be too much. Yeah, so if you did use this rectangle here, you wouldn't have enough. It would still be correct, you know, if as long as you say that, yeah, she hasn't got enough. If you did use 2 by 12, then yeah, it's perfectly fine, but you have to give the correct answer, obviously, by saying no. What about the 8 by 3? 8 plus another 8 is 16, plus 3 and 3, 22. Yeah, that would be fine as well. So you could do, you could have done 8 by 3 as well, and she would have had enough fencing for that one as well. So yeah, 8 by 3 is absolutely fine, but 6 by 4 definitely gives you enough fencing. Yep, 6 marks for doing that. Well, let's move on to the next question. Question 7a, write the following numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest number. So hopefully you should know. I'll tell you what, I'm going to add a 0 here. Add 2 zeros here. Now it looks better. There you go, that definitely. You can see that now that they've got all got similar number of digits. This one is definitely the smallest one, which was 0.04, and then this one, and then this one, which was originally 0.2. Yep, 1 mark for that. Part B says round 178.146 to 2 decimal places. Okay, well, this is our number. And if you're doing it to 2 decimal places, there's your decimal point, there's my first decimal place, there's my second, there's my cut-off line. This is going to decide what happens. Yep, because this is more than 5, this goes up to a 5, next one up, and this stays the same, this stays the same, this stays the same, this stays the same. So your answer should be 178.15. Yep, so be careful. I know a very common mistake with this one is people start moving the decimal point. It's got nothing to do with that whatsoever. You're rounding it to 2 decimal places. Your answer should have 2 decimal places as well. That's another thing to look out for. Yep. Part C, how many minutes are there in 1¼ hours for 1 mark? Well, in 1 hour, that's going to be 60 minutes, and 1/4 of an hour. Well, hopefully you should know. It's 1/4 of 60, which is 15 minutes. So altogether, you've got 60 plus 15, which is 75 minutes. Again, if you know the answer, you can just put your answer for 1 mark. You don't have to show you're working out. If it was more than 1 mark, then yeah, obviously you do have to show you're working out. Question 8. Pierre is a teacher. There are 13 boys and 17 girls in his class. Pierre chooses one of these students at random for a presentation. Work out the probability that this student is a boy. Right, and as you can see, we have to give our answer as a fraction. So he chooses one of these students. So which students is he choosing from? He's choosing from the whole class, isn't he? So the whole class is 13 boys plus 17 girls. So that's going to be out of 30. Definitely you can put 30 as your denominator. And how many of these are boys? Well, 13 are boys, so it's going to be 13 out of 30. Yep, there's your 2 marks. You get 2 marks for the numerator being correct and the denominator being correct as well. Then it says, Pierre travels to work on the train. He records whether the train is on time or late. These are his results after 20 train journeys. So on time for 15 days, late 5 days. Mark with a cross the probability that the train is on time on the scale. Well, it's on time 15 out of 20 journeys. Where's that going to be on here? Let's try and simplify this. If I divide by 5, both top and bottom, I'll get 3 at the top and 4 at the bottom. So I want 3/4 here. So hopefully you've noticed that, you know, on your probability scale, that's obviously the halfway point. That's the even chance. 3/4 is going to be this one. Yep. So definitely you need to put your cross exactly where this division is, because that's going to be 1/4 here, 1/2, and that's going to be 3/4. So definitely on the 3/4. Question 9. Juliet wants to check her gas bill. She has this information. So you've got various months and units used. Juliet thinks the mean number of units she used for the 6 months was more than 300. Is Juliet correct? Show why you think this. Right, so hopefully you should know how to work out the mean. And if you're not sure, mean is where you add them up and divide by how many you've got. Yeah, so if you add them up, so you have to show you're adding up all of these. 430 plus 276, 205, 168, 261, 565 over, how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be, let's use the calculator. 430 plus 276, 205, 168, 261, 565. That's going to be 1,905. I'm going to divide that by 6 on my calculator. press the SD button, you get 317.5. So he thinks, or she thinks, sorry, it was more than 300. So yes, she's correct. It's more than 300. Yep, there's your 3 marks. I know it's obvious, but you do have to show all of this working out, even though you're using your calculator. You know, this is how you're going to get your 3 marks. So you get 2 marks for your working, 1 mark for your answer. And part B says, use a reverse calculation to show a check of your mean. So reverse calculation, we have to go backwards. So I'm going to use my answer, and the opposite of divide by 6 is multiply by 6, and you should get exactly 1905 as your answer. And yeah, that's good enough just to do that for 1 mark. 4 marks in total for question 9. Question 10, Magda owns a music venue. She has this information about the people who attended a recent show. Magda says about a quarter of the people were women aged between 18 and 35. Is Magda correct? Show why you think this. So a quarter of the people. So which people are they talking about? So they're talking about everyone, isn't it? She has this information about the people who attended a recent show. So the people is all of these guys. Yeah. So Magda thinks a quarter of these guys, all of these guys, were women aged between 18 and 35. Well, that's this one right here. So we're definitely looking at the 86 women who were aged between 18 and 35. So Magda thinks that 86 is a quarter of the total. So we need the total. Total is, we have to add everyone, 142 plus 175 plus 86 plus 27. Let's do that in the calculator. Total is 430. Yeah, that's for everyone. So we want a quarter of 430. That's going to be the same as 430 divided by 4. Let's do that in the calculator. That's going to be 107.5. So is Magda correct? She thinks about a quarter of the people, so these guys, 107.5 people, were women aged between 18 and 35, so about a quarter. So roughly, is it equal to 86? No, I'd say no for that. It's not close. If it was about 87, then yes. If it was about 80, if this was 87.5, then yes, I would say yes. But no, it's nowhere near. So I would say 107.5 is not close to 87. So I would say no. So no. She's not right. Yep, there's your 3 marks. Right there. Just be careful with this, you know, just read it carefully. And it's talking about a quarter of the people. Which people are they talking about? They're talking about everyone, a quarter of everyone. Maybe, you know, it might be a bit easy to understand if it said, she thinks a quarter of everyone who attended this music venue were women aged between 18 and 35. But it doesn't say that. That would be a bit of a mouthful. But, you know, they're talking about a quarter of the people who attended this recent show, which is everyone. So, yeah, it's just the way it's been worded. Just be careful. Question 11. Nick is a farmer. He has a tank for water The tank is in the shape of a cuboid. Tank is 2/3 full of water. Nick knows that 1,000 centimeter cubed equals 1 litre. Work out how many litres of water are in the tank. 5 marks for this, wow. Okay. So let's imagine that the tank is full. If it was full, you obviously have to work out the volume of the tank. So volume is length times width times height or depth. I usually call it depth. It's absolutely fine. If you call it height, it's absolutely fine. Still the same thing. Basically, you have to multiply all these three together. 150 times 60 times 45. Let's do that on the calculator. Oh, wow, quite a big number. You get 405 and 3 zeros. What's the units going to be? Well, these were in centimeters. Yep, so your answer here is going to be centimeter cubed. Yeah, with a little 3. Get 1 mark just for doing this. Then I would change that to litres, and we have to use this conversion here. So we know that 1,000 centimeter cubed equals 1 litre. So we're going from centimeter cubed to litres because we've got centimeter cubed here. So we're going this way. We're going from a big number to small. Definitely divide by 1,000. So I'm going to have to do 405 000 divide by 1,000. Yep, and you should notice decimal point is going to be there straight after the 5, isn't it? So it's going to be 405 litres, or you can just use your calculator. You should get 405 litres if it was full. So we want 2/3 of that. Just double check. Yep, tank is 2/3 full. So you want 2/3 of 405. Let's type that in the calculator. So 2 divided by 3 times 405. And you should get exactly 270 litres. Yep, there's your answer. And definitely you need to change it to litres because that's what it's asking for here. Work out how many litres of water are in the tank. 5 marks just for that. That's pretty good. Yep, so if you get anything like this, definitely this is I think it's essential. You know, you need to know stuff like this, definitely. Volume, how to work out volume, how to change units, and how to work out a fraction of an amount. So quite a few different topics in one for this one. That was the last question. So they gave us loads of space for that one. You didn't really need it. You could put the answer in here. It's not essential, but yeah, if you show your answer somewhere and just make sure it's clear for the person marking it, you know, just make sure that they know that that's your final answer. You'll get 5 marks for that. That was the last one. So if you add up your score, this section is out of 42. Altogether with section A is out of 56. Pass mark is roughly around 35. So if you got 35 or above, you know, that's really good. So yeah, I hope you found that useful. And if you did, please press the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I'm going to make another video on level 1 past paper. I'm going to do another one straight after this one. So hopefully you find that useful as well. Thank you very much, guys. I shall see you in the next one.